Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's my great pleasure to welcome to the Media Center our defending 2020 Masters champion and world ranking #1 golfer in the world, Dustin Johnson. Dustin, thank you for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Let's start with your performance in November of 2020. It set all sorts of records. I believe you shot 65, 70, 65, 68 for a 268, 20 under total. Just extraordinary. Never happened before. May not happen again, but you played beautifully. You set numerous records during that tournament, and it seemed like every component in your arsenal was hitting on full cylinders.
Yeah, it was obviously it was a very special week, and yeah, every part of my game was working very well. You know, I really drove the ball well, hit a lot of, obviously hit a lot of greens, which is kind of it's a must around here if you want to play well. You hit a lot of greens, and then if you don't, you got to miss it in the right spots. But I felt like I just had full control of the golf game all week, and I was able to put 4 good scores together.
Would you assess your game currently? Are you ready for a repeat? Is your game in great shape?
It's in good shape. Maybe not quite as good a shape as it was in November, but I feel like it's coming together. I'm starting to hit a lot of the same shots, and getting a lot more comfortable over the golf ball. And I feel like it's in pretty good form.
Well, I'd like to ask you a question that's probably been asked of you often about how important is winning the Masters, et cetera. And I know it's obviously one of the most coveted titles in sport, but I'd like to ask it in a different reference because you are from South Carolina. You grew up in Columbia, Lexington area. You played junior golf there. You played high school golf. You played college golf. And as far as I can see and look at the records, you're the only Masters champion that was born in South Carolina. So with that said, has it come to a realization to you that the inspiration and motivation that you're giving to tens of thousands of kids who are growing up in first tee or junior golf, not only in South Carolina, but throughout the country, because your story is a beautiful story of growth into prosperity? Yeah,
obviously I've had a very nice career, and I tried, the best I can to, I have my junior tournament in Myrtle Beach, and, my foundation, we help a lot of junior golfers. I help out with some South Carolina Junior Golf Association tournaments. And so, for me, it's very important to, kind of give back to the junior golf in South Carolina, as best I can. Obviously, we're very busy, so I don't get to, spend much time, but, I try to help out in any way I can. But yeah, growing up in the state of South Carolina, and, that's where I, kind of honed my skills in. So it's definitely special to me, and I try to do what I can.
We appreciate that. Let's open it up for questions, please. Doug?
Couple, DJ. First of all, what have you learned about what you need to do this week based on the time you've been here getting ready for the tournament?
You're going to need to do everything well this week. The course is in fantastic condition. It's pretty firm for yesterday and today. For Monday and Tuesday, it's ball's bouncing a good bit, and greens are rolling really nice. So definitely a lot of different conditions than it was in November. Obviously, the golf course played really soft then just because of the weather. Obviously this weekend they're calling for a little bit of rain. Don't know really how much it'll affect the golf course, but as of right now, the course is going to play pretty difficult. But it's still the same. I mean, you got to hit numbers, and no matter if the ball is spinning back or staying in place or bouncing forward, you still got to hit quality golf shots and land them in the spots that you want to. But with the course being firm and fast like it is, you definitely going to have to be a little bit more careful about where you hit the ball.
Good.
History, not necessarily always your strong suit. Do you know the 3 other guys who have won back-to-back here?
I do.
Really?
I do.
I mean, I'm sorry to be surprised. Why do you think so few have done it?
Because it's a tough tournament to win. You got, like I said, you're gonna have to put 4 good rounds together. Especially with the conditions, like normal conditions. It's you got to do everything well, and with it firm and fast, it's just a really hard golf course because obviously any hole at any time can jump out and get you. So, you know, it's just very tough to win. I mean, to win once and especially multiple times.
Paul?
Justin, you and your brother seem to have good chemistry out on the golf course. Without giving away any family secrets, can you share with us the chemistry you guys have and whether it was more special to win with him on the bag?
Absolutely. You know, my brother's been on the bag since, you know, the end of 13, and, you know, we've always been close. And he played a lot of golf as a junior, so, you know, it wasn't like he was coming in, you know, not knowing anything about golf. But yeah, just, you know, as much time as you spend with your caddy and, you know, travel the world, we play a lot of golf at home, so it's great having him on the bag. And obviously, you know, having him caddying, you know, last year when I won the Masters was really, really special. And it's, you know, one of those things that you'll never forget.
Colin?
Hi, Destin. Congrats on your first Champions Dinner. But quick question, were there any options that were close to making the cut for tonight's menu?
No, I think that was kind of my kind of the menu that I had set from once I started, you know, kind of putting it together.
Bill? I'm sorry. Gentleman in the red shirt.
DJ, your grandfather, Art, what a great guy, and condolences. Do you have a story or some thoughts on how he shaped you in Austin when you guys were growing up?
Yeah, I mean, he was always a big part of both of our lives, just with sports. You know, he was huge sports fan. Didn't matter, you know, what sport it was. He thought he knew how to play it, and he was good at it. That's for sure. Even with golf, even though I don't even think he ever hit a golf ball, he'd still try to tell me how to play. But that's just how he was. And I mean, you know, as a kid and, you know, playing, you know, all the different sports, he was always there and always real supportive. And, you know, so obviously, we're, you know, definitely going to miss him. But yeah, he's in a good place.
Question, please?
Me? Sorry. I'm just wondering, as you're preparing for this Masters, do you compare it to November to say that shot worked, that shot didn't? Is there any comparison just because the conditions are so different?
Oh, I mean, it's still the same golf course. So, yeah, I mean, the shots that you hit, it doesn't really change. Just the spots where you land it kind of change depending on the firmness and, you know, where you're at or what club you're hitting. But, I mean, the golf course hadn't changed.
Chris?
That was me, Rob.
I'm sorry. Chris?
It's me. I just,
Nothing. Okay, you, sir.
Justin, what were some of the most enjoyable things that you got to do with the green jacket, or some of the best reactions from people who maybe you let wear it as well?
Well, I mean, obviously it's a special piece of clothing to have, and but probably the coolest thing was wearing it when I was here, like, you know, having dinner, or, you know, for me that was probably the coolest. I didn't really wear it anywhere or do any. I haven't had it for that long, so didn't do a whole lot of things, especially with COVID and all. You know, wasn't doing, you know, not like we were really doing much. So, but I enjoyed it wearing it while I was here.
Sean?
5 straight top 10s here. I was just wondering, you know, switching to the fade about 5 years ago, do you feel like that made you better suited to play this golf course in any way? And did you draw any shots last year, hit any draws?
I mean, on 10, but it's not really a draw, it's a hook. But no, I think just once I started hitting a fade, it's not really better suited for here. I just started driving it straighter. So I, you know, don't get in as much trouble. But I mean, that's about it. I mean, because obviously, if you draw the ball, the course sets up fantastic. But for me, yeah, just hitting the fade, I just, you know, started hitting it a little bit straighter.
Daniel?
Justin, returning here as a champion, how has your mindset changed when you enter the property or driving down Magnolia Lane?
I mean, the mindset coming into the week doesn't change at all, just because, you know, it's another tournament. You know, I won the Masters, those 5 months ago. So, you know, coming in this week, it's a new year. It's a new tournament. So the mindset's still the same. I mean, I come in and I'm, you know, just trying to well, I'm ready for the event, but just, you know, going out, getting ready for the tournament, you know, seeing how the course is playing, working on the shots that I need to work on. And so that's kind of the mindset, but so it's not going to change.
Ask a quick follow-up to as well. Did anybody help you with this Champions Dinner menu tonight, or did your kids have any influence maybe on the pigs in a blanket?
No. Well, I mean, I worked with the club, Jim James. Those who helped me with the dinner.
Hiromi, in the back.
Thank you. This year, fans are going to be back cheering you. Having fans cheer you, in what way does that help your game?
Yeah, I mean, last year was obviously was a strange year playing the Masters with no patrons. So it's definitely a whole different vibe out there this year, and it's exciting to have them back. And you know, especially with the weather we've had the last couple of days, it's been really nice. And obviously, having the patrons out there, it definitely brings a lot more excitement, and it's going to be like that for the tournament this year.
Doug?
Seems like since the weekend at LA, your game hasn't been as sharp as it was thereabouts. What went wrong, or what's caused it to be good and not great? And what do you have to do what is the one area you need to do to put it back to where you want? Well,
I think it's getting there. Sometimes, you know, played in Hawaii with a lot of wind, LA with a lot of wind, Saudi with a lot of wind. You know, sometimes just get a little bit off. And I think that was kind of for me, just my setup and, posture was just a little bit off, which caused me to hit some funny shots, and which is kind of the difference of, playing really well or, playing just okay. I think that was the main thing, but I've worked a lot on it the last, couple of weeks and feel like, played really good in Austin, tee to green and, felt like, I actually, if we were playing stroke play, I felt like I would have played really well, just as match play. So, things happen. But I feel like the game's, is starting to get really sharp again, and I feel really comfortable. So looking forward to this week.
Have you ever found yourself in a slump? And by that context, I mean, seeing Ricky's kind of in one now. Jordan seems to be kind of pulling himself out of a 3-year drought. I know you've won pretty much every year but one, but have you ever found yourself on the border of panicking when things were extended for bad play, however you define bad play? 20th maybe, I don't know.
Panicking? No. You get, yeah, I'm not gonna, it's golf. It's a game that, it's, one day you're on, one day you're off. I've gone through some spells where I wasn't playing that well, but generally it's, for me, I've just found that if I, go out and keep working at it, eventually it's going to come back around. It's obviously, I don't think I've ever lost it for that long of a period of time, but so don't really know how to answer that question, but no, I've not ever panicked.
Joe?
Dustin, you've talked about having nerves on Sunday. How did the early start time affect you? Specifically, what would have been different if it had been just a normal afternoon start?
Not real sure, because it wasn't. But
more time to think about it, right? If it had been in the afternoon.
Yeah, it definitely would have had more time, but it wouldn't have been any different. I think I just still felt the same, no matter teeing off at 10:30 or whatever time we teed off, or 2 o'clock. Either way, I was gonna feel the same, when I came out.
Are there any other questions, please? One in the back. Cody? Yes, sir?
So, Dustin, since you won just a couple of months ago, do you feel like that there is less pressure to go out there and, try to get another jacket?
Yes and no. It's definitely, I won the Masters, so it's, there's no pressure on trying to win the golf tournament, but, still, I want to go out and, I'm defending champ, so I want to go out and, put myself in a position where I've got a chance to defend my title come the, the back nine on Sunday.
Sean?
Yeah, the driver hasn't been up to par for you this year compared to, honestly, probably one of the best driving careers in golf. Are you frustrated with that club right now? And why hasn't it been great this year?
No, I feel like it's gotten better. I think, like, even in Austin in the match play, I'm pretty sure my driving, I was leading in strokes gained driving, so all through the few days that I played. So the driver feels a lot better. I actually went in, put the new Sim 2 Max in. So I've got a new driver and or put our new driver in play. So I played it at Austin and I'll be playing it again this week. So it's going a lot better and feel like I'm driving it well.
Are there any other questions, Doug?
I had to guess today, how old will you be when you stop playing the Masters?
Until I feel like I got no chance to win.
What age would that be if you were to guess without panicking?
I don't know. I have no clue. I don't know how long I'm going to play golf, so
This week.
I'm going to play this week for sure. Maybe not next week, though. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'll be at RBC next week.
Well, seeing no other questions, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. Dustin, thank you, and we wish you the very best of luck this year.